everybody, I'm here today to talk to you about 6 things to do before buying a car. Now, before I actually get into the video, I do want to address the poor lighting. I'm on my way to work, it's still dark outside, but I really didn't want to wait to make this video. And at the end of the day, it's the actual content that counts. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Here are 6 things to do before buying a car, whether the car is new or used. Number 1 is test drive the car. Now, if you're buying a new car, it's important to test drive the exact make, model, and trim level of the car that you're thinking about buying. The actual vehicle that you receive may be different. It may be a different vehicle with a different VIN number. So the specific vehicle may be different, but you should be test driving the exact make, model, and trim level of the vehicle that you might want to buy. If you're considering buying a used car, you want to test drive the exact car, the exact vehicle, literally the car that you're going to buy, okay? And that's because when you test drive a car, a lot of the truths of the car come through. How the car responds, how the car handles, if there's any significant problems that you can feel that will affect the driving of the vehicle, all of those things come through with the test drive. That's why you should test drive every vehicle before you buy it. Number 2 is negotiate the price. You should always try to negotiate the price. Most of the time when people place their cars for sale, they put them at a certain price, and that price is oftentimes negotiable. Now, sometimes you will be able to get the car for a lower price, but other times you'll be able to incorporate more things into the deal. So just because they won't lower the price doesn't mean they won't throw in some extra stuff. Maybe if it's a car dealership that you're buying it from, maybe they're going to throw in a longer warranty, an extended warranty. Maybe if it's a private sale, maybe they're going to throw in the winter tires or the winter mats. So the point is, negotiate the price or negotiate the value that you're receiving for the price. That is thing number 2. Thing number 3 is figure out if you can actually afford it. Oftentimes people buy cars and they can't exactly afford them. They might have the money to buy them, but with all of their other expenses coming into play, they can't actually afford them and still, save money and still take care of their other expenses. So once you've purchased a car, it's almost too late, because if you sell that car again, you're probably going to suffer some sort of depreciation cost or some sort of cost of buying the car and then selling it, okay? Some sort of administrative cost or anything, even an insurance cost. If you've insured the car for a month or 2 months, you're going to suffer some financial loss. And with that being said, make sure that you can afford the car before you actually buy it. It's a really, really good idea. And you should really, really do it. And that's just because at the end of the day, a car costs money to buy, a car costs money to maintain. So make sure that you have the money, you can afford to buy it before you actually buy it. And that will save you from any financial jeopardy that you might get yourself into. Number 4 of things that you should do before buying a car is research common problems with the specific make, model, and year of that car. Now, that's because if you're buying a car and you know that the transmission in this car commonly goes at 200,000 kilometers and you're buying the car with 190,000 kilometers, it's a good idea for you to know that you will be suffering you will likely be suffering some sort of maintenance or replacement cost soon. And that doesn't mean you can't buy the car. It just means that you have to actually incorporate that cost into the car. So you have to know that you'll have to be likely replacing the transmission at some point soon, and that will just allow you to be ready for that cost. So research common problems with the specific make, model, and year of the car. Now, if you're buying a brand new vehicle, then you might not be able to find that information. But if you're buying a brand new vehicle, research the common problems of old makes and models, old models of that specific car, older years. So with that being said, if you see that the transmission has been a problem for the last 7 years of that specific car and you're buying a brand new car, then you can count on the transmission, probably being a problem with the one that you're buying, right? Specifically there. Thing number 5 that you should do before buying a car is call your insurance company to get a quote and to see what the process is for buying the car. And that's because sometimes people buy cars and then they get their insurance quote and they're like, oh my goodness, this is a lot of money and now I can't afford the insurance for the car, but I already bought the car. So it's a good idea to call your insurance company before you actually buy the car, so you know how much you'll be paying on insurance and you know what the process is for switching over to a new car for your insurance. Just know what's going to happen before it happens. That's the name of the game when you're buying a car. You don't want any surprises, okay? And last but not least, number 6 of things that you should do before you buy a car is you should have the car looked at by someone that cares about the car or someone that knows about cars. If you're buying a used car, maybe have someone that knows about cars inspect it. Maybe bring it to a mechanic for an inspection, a mechanic that you know, a mechanic that's maybe a friend of yours or a family member of yours, okay? If you're buying a brand new car, then when you receive the car, make sure that you inspect it and you're not really looking for any mechanical problems. But when you buy a new car, your car should be in new condition. And you want to make sure that there's no scratches, dents, or dings on the car, because when you're paying a new price for a new car, it should not come with any scratches, dents, or dings, or pretty much any problems at all. And it's just a really good idea to take a few minutes or even an hour to look at your brand new car and inspect every aspect of it. And if it's a used car, bring it to a professional or bring it to even somebody that knows about cars. Bring along a friend that is a car enthusiast that knows about cars to look at the car, to know if anything significant is wrong with it, just to get a visual of all of the things within the car. And that will give you the most likely chance at not encountering any surprises. But that's basically it. In this video, I just wanted to tell you 6 things to do before buying a car. And I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. Be sure to do these things before you buy a car, whether the car is new or used. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.